Comrades, why does one love one's country? Because the bread tastes better there. The air smells better. Voices grow stronger. The sky is higher. The ground is easier to walk on. Isn't that so?
The valley has belonged to us from all eternity.
From all eternity? What's that mean? Nothing belongs to anyone from all eternity. When you were young, you didn't belong to yourselves, but to the Kazbeki princes.
These valley thieves know we can't resist machines and projects like this.
Come now, Electro. You yourself are the worst of new projects. That is well known.
What about my report? Can I write that you will support seeding your old valley for this project?
I will support it. What about you, Electro?
I suggest you give us copies of the drawings to take along.
Then we can eat. Once he has the drawings and is ready to discuss, it is a done deal.
Aha! Georgie Abashwili. How shall I describe him? He enjoyed his life. On the morning of Easter Sunday, the governor and his family went to church.
Mercy! Mercy! Grace!
For the first time, the people saw the governor's heir. Two doctors who never stepped foot away from the noble child who was the apple of the governor's eye. Even the mighty Prince Kazbeki bows before the baby at the church doors.
Happy Easter, Nutella Abashwili. Such a magnificent day. You can just smell it. When it was raining in the night, I thought to myself, oh, gloomy holidays. But this morning I arose and said, the sky is gay. I love a gay sky. A simple heart. Nutella Abashwili. Ah! And little Michael is a governor from head to foot.
What do you think of this, Arson? At last, Georgie has decided to build a wing on the east side. All those wretched slums should be torn down to make room for a garden.
Well, that's just wonderful. Some good news after so much bad. What's the latest about the war, Brother Georgie? A strategic retreat, I hear. What? Minor reversals are to be expected. Sometimes things go well. Sometimes they do not. Such is war. Such are men. What difference does any of it make?
He's coughing! Georgie, did you hear? He's coughing! Hello? He's coughing!
May I remind you, Nico Makazi, that I was against the lukewarm bath? There's been a teeny tiny error over the warming of the bathwater, Your Grace.
I can't possibly agree with you, Nicola Lazzi. The temperature of the bathwater was the one prescribed by our great beloved Mishko Obalazzi. It was more likely a slight draft in the night, Your Grace.
It would serve you both well to pay more attention to him. He looks feverish, George.
No cause for alarm, Your Grace. The bathwater will be warmer. This will not occur again.
I won't forget that, Nicola Lazzi.
On a church square.
Pigeons are strutting.
The city is still.
A soldier of the palace guard is joking with the kitchen maid.
As she comes up from the river with the bundle.
What? The young lady's not in church? Shirking?
I was dressed to go, but they needed another goose for the banquet. They asked me to go and get it. I don't think it's about geese.
A goose. I'd like to see that goose. As a guard, I've learned one has to be on one's guard with women. I only went for fish, they tell you. And then it turns out to be something else.
Here. If there's a 15-pound goose stuffed full of corn, I'll eat the feathers.
A queen of a goose. The governor himself will eat it. So, the young lady's been down to the river again.
Yes, at the poultry farm.
Really? At the poultry farm down by the river. Not higher up, maybe? Near those willows?
I only go to the willows to wash the linen.
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Exactly that.
Why shouldn't I wash the linen down by the willows? Why shouldn't I wash the linen down by the willows?
That is good. Crucifix Nazi. Really good.
I don't understand the soldier. What's so good about it?
If something I know someone learns, she will grow hot and cold by turns.
I don't know what I could learn about those willows.
Not even if there were a bush opposite, everything could be seen from it. Everything that goes on where a certain person is, washing linen.
Will not the soldier say what he means to say and have done with it? I don't have all day.
Something goes on, and something can be seen.
Could the soldier mean I, on occasion, dipped my toes in the river? And it was hot once in a while? There was nothing else.
There were the toes, and more.
More what? At most the foot.
Oh yes, a foot, and a little more.
Oh! You ought to be ashamed of yourself. To hide in a bush on a hot day and wait till someone comes along and puts her foot in the river? And I bet you bring a friend along too.
I didn't bring a friend along.
The city lies still.
But why are there still armed men?
The governor's palace was at peace,
But why is it a fortress?
and the governor returned to his palace,
The fortress was a trap.
and the goose was plucked and roasted,
The goose was never eaten.
and noon was no longer the time to die.
Noon was the time to die.
Gentlemen, the governor expects you at dinner.
All of his time will be devoted to you and to your great projects.
Come, quickly.
We marvel that His Excellence intends to build. There are disquieting rumors abroad that the war in Persia has taken a back turn.
All the more reason to build. And it's really not. Persia is so far away. We are quite safe. The garrison of men stationed here would let itself be hacked to bits for the government. What's going on here? Put down those spears, you dogs!
The princes! Don't you realize that the princes met last night in the capital?
They are against the Grand Duke and his governors! Lay down your arms. Don't you realize an attempt is being made on the governor's life?
Oh, blindness of great ones.
They wander like gods,
Great over bent backs.
sure of iron fists.
Trusting in the power which has lasted so long.
But long is not forever. Hope change from age to age, thou hope of the people. Up, great sir! Deign to walk upright.
From your palace, the eyes of many foes follow you. You no longer need an architect. A carpenter will do.
You will not move into a new palace.
but into a little hole in the ground.
Look about you once more, blind man.
Does all you have please you?
Between the Easter Mass and the Easter meal.
You walk to the place whence no one returns.
When the house of the Great One collapses,
Many little ones are slain.
those who had no share in the good fortunes of the mighty,
Often have to share in the misfortunes.
the plunging wagon drags the sweaty beasts with it.
Into the abyss.
Baskets!
Get that to the third floor. 5 days.
The mistress has fainted. Someone has to carry her out. She has to get away. What about us? We'll all be slaughtered like chickens. That's how it always goes.
Don't panic! The governor has just been politely asked to appear at a meeting of the princes. Everything will be ironed out. I heard this on the best of
The
authority.
Eastern District has already been set ablaze. We have to get out through the third courtyard and head west.
I heard that yesterday they were saying in the capital that the Persian War is lost.
The princes have obviously staged an uprising.
And someone said the Grand Duke has fled already.
All the governors will be executed.
Oh, God be with us. We little people are left alone.
Unprotected, we're doomed.
I have a brother in the iron shirt.
Everyone, hurry! Help with the packing! Now, we will be left behind for sure! Russia! There you are at last. What are you going to do?
Nothing. If worse comes to worse, I have a brother who lives in the mountains. I'll go to him. What about you?
There's nothing to say about me.
What I do well, my friends. Yesterday morning at the church, I told beautiful Georgie Abashvili. I love a clear sky. Actually, I prefer the lightning that comes out of a clear sky. Yes, yes indeed. It's a pity they took the brat along, though. I need him. Urgently.
Once there were 4 generals marched out to Iran. The rest was soon in full retreat. The second suffered swift defeat. The third went found in climate high.
The fourth would have deserters shot
And went back home for tea. So Robert Kinsey marched off to Iran. He never ordered one retreat.
He never suffered one defeat.
Climates caused him no dismay, and the soldier never ran away.
So Robert Kinsey, he's the man for me.
Brat's Nazi made it across the slopes and down the slope on the other side. She dreamed of the moment she would arrive at her brother's farm.
When I enter my brother's house,
She thought,
he'll rise and embrace me.
Is that you, sister? I've been expecting you for so long. This is my dear wife, and this is my farm. Come to me by marriage with 11 horses and 31 cows. Sit down with your child at our table and eat.
but when the sister arrived, she was ill from walking, and her brother, who she hadn't seen for years and years, had changed.
Rusha, where do you come from?
I've walked across the Jenga to Pi, Frenzy.
I found her in front of a hay barn. She's a child.
You! Go to room there.
This is my wife, Anika.
I thought you were in service in Nuka.
Yes, I was.
Wasn't a good job, what total was?
The governor got killed.
We heard there were riots. Your aunt told us about it. Remember, Anika?
It's quiet here. I think there was something going on. Sasso, the cake's ready yet? Sasso, do you hear me?
Is there a father? Toddler. You must think something up. She's religious.
Ugh, servants. You a child?
It's mine.
She's ill, what are we to do?
She's weak from her journey. Sit down, Rusha.
Scarlet fever, it best not be scarlet fever.
She would have spots if it were. It's only weakness. Worry not, my dear wife. Are you better sitting down, Grusha?
Is the child hers?
He's mine.
She's on her way to her husband.
Your meat is getting cold. Cold food is not good for you. You mustn't let the back get cold. Where's the father? Your husband?
On the other side of the mountain, she says.
Oh, on the other side of the mountain.
I think I should lie down somewhere, Frenzy.
If it's consumption, we'll all get it. Does he have a farm?
He's a soldier.
Coming into a farm. A small one, from his father.
Isn't he in the war or not?
He's in the war.
Then why are you going to the farm?
When he comes back from the war, he'll return to the farm.
But why are you going there now?
To wait for him.
Sasso, get the cakes.
Farm. Soldier. Waiting, sit down.
He's scarlet fever.
Yes, he's got a farm.
It's just weakness, Aniko. Wouldn't you like to go check the cakes yourself?
But when will he be back? The war's only been going on for a few months. I don't need years before it's over. Sasso, do you hear me? Sasso, where have you gone?
You'll get a bed shortly. She has a good heart. But wait till after supper.
Take him.
You can't stay here long with the child. She's religious, you see.
cowardly brother had to give her shelter.
Summer to party. Is it too cold in this room?
No, it's not too cold.
If it is, you shouldn't sit here.
Nico would feel himself to blame. The priest, did he question you about the child?
He did, but I didn't tell him anything.
Good. Grusha, I wanted to talk to you about Nico. She has a good heart, but she's very sensitive. She takes everything so hard, you see? People mention our farm, and she starts to worry. She's so concerned what people think. It's all her family. Are you sure there are no rats around? If there are, you couldn't live here. What's that drip?
Must be a barrel leak.
Yeah, must be. Been here a while, Grusha. Was I talking about Nico? I can't imagine how worried she is about your soldier. He keeps her up at night. I tell her he can't come before spring, she still worries. When do you think he'll come back? What do you think? Not before spring, you think that too? Do you think he'll come at all? Grusha. When the spring comes and the snow is melting here and it passes, you can't stay any longer. He might come looking for you. People are already starting to talk about an illegitimate child in the village. That's not the sound of a leaking barrel. Listen, the snow is melting off the roof. Spring is here.
Yes.
You need a place to go. With a child, you need a husband, so no one will talk. I made inquiries to see if I could find a husband. Lucia, I found one. The woman has a son just the other side of the mountain. A small farm, she's willing.
I can't marry anyone. I promised. I have to wait for Simon to shop.
No, that's taken care of. You need a man on paper, not in bed. The son of this peasant woman is just about to die. Isn't that wonderful? He's at his last gasp. It's perfect. A husband, the other side of the mountain. When you met him, he was at his last gasp. And so, you're a widow. What do you say?
A document with stamps for Michael would be good.
Yes, stamps make all the difference. Without stamps, the Shah of Persia could approve you as the Shah. And you'd have a place to live.
How much does one want?
500 piasters.
Where we get the money?
Nico's milk money.
No one knows then. I'll do it.
Grusha.
I'll do it. Let the woman know. Michael, caused a lot of fuss. I came to you like a pear tree comes to a sparrow, and because a good Christian bends down to pick up a piece of bread. It would have been better had I left you that Easter Sunday. Now I am a fool.
Hurry it up.
Right, brought the child.
Quick, or he'll die us before the wedding. You didn't say you ever had a child.
What difference does it make? In this condition, that can't matter.
To him, no, but I'll never survive the shame. We are honest people. Ugh. My Joseph doesn't have to marry a woman with another man's child. Ugh.
I'll give you another 200 piasters. Now you have it in writing that the farm will go to you, but she has the right to live here.
Yes, and she'll have to lend a hand with the work. And no more children. Now where's the monk? He must have crept out through the window. He was drunk when he arrived. The whole village will be down here when they find out Joseph's side is in.
Yes, so why am I not the priest?
Any idea how much a priest costs these days? Besides, other than being a drunk, a monk is just as good. Now hide that child back there.
She saved from the priest. Hired a cheap monk instead.
Send Simon Shashava over to me if he turns up after all. Please, Labyrinth, promise me.
I will. You had a look at him? He's not moving an eyelid. Hope we're not too late.
Please just wait here a few moments. My son's bride is around the city, and an emergency wedding is about to take place. Couldn't keep her mouth shut, I knew it. The wedding can take place immediately. Here's the license. The bride's brother and I will be the witnesses.
St. Jessup, prepare to be a good and loving husband to your wife until death do you part.
Of course he is. Yes, yes, I heard him say yes, didn't you?
I did. And thus I declare the marriage contracted. Now, do you want me to do the final rites now? I can give you a discount since I'm already here.
Nothing doing. The wedding was expensive enough. Now, I must go see some orders.
I'll send him over the mountain if he arrives. I promise you that. And if you ever find yourself on the other side of the mountain until then, well, my widowed sister is always welcome.
A child? Hey, where's this child from?
Child? I don't see a child. And you don't see one either. Understand? Or else I shall remember all the things I've seen in the tavern. Monk, now come on.
She can't enter her husband's palace. The revenue of her estates is blocked. She is cold-bloodedly told that it is all tied to the heir and not to her. She can't do anything without that child. She can't even pay her lawyers. Why shouldn't we divulge now that the Abishwili estates that are at stake?
Please, Honored Sandro Obaladze, we agree. Of course, it is correct that the trial will decide whether or not our noble client will obtain the right to dispose of the extensive Abishwili estate. I say also advisedly, for in the foreground there stands the human tragedy of a mother, as Natella Abishwili rightly explained in the opening words of her moving statement. Even if Michael Abishwili were not the heir to the estates, he would still be the dearly beloved child of our client.
Enough. The court is deeply touched by the mention of estates. It's a proof of human feeling.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dear Ilo Shumaladze,
We can prove in any case that the woman that took the child is not the child's mother. Permit me to lay before the court these bare facts. Your Honor, due to an unfortunate chain of circumstances, the child was left behind while the mother was making her escape. Brusha, a palace kitchen maid, who was present that Easter Sunday, was observed to be busy with the child.
All her mistress cared about is what dresses she would take with her.
A while later, Brusha is known to have turned up in a mountain village with the child. And eventually, there she entered in the state of matrimony.
How on earth did you get to that mountain village?
On foot, Your Honor. And he's mine.
I'm the father, Your Honor.
He was in my care, Your Honor. 5 chaos was a month.
This man is engaged to Brusha, Your Honor. His testimony is suspect.
Are you the man she married in the mountain village?
No, sir. She married a peasant.
Why? Is he no good in bed? Tell the truth.
We didn't get that far. I married because the child, he had a roof over his head. He was off their word, Your Honor, and I had no word from him.
And now he wants you again, huh?
I wish to state in evidence.
I am no longer free, Your Honor.
And the child you claim comes from whoring? I'm going to ask you a question now. What kind of child is it? Is it a ragged little bastard or from a well-to-do family?
He's just an ordinary child.
I mean, did he have refined features from the beginning?
He had a nose on his face.
I consider that answer of yours very important. It is said to me that once, after rendering a verdict, I went out and sniffed at a rose bush. Tricks like that are needed nowadays. Well, I'll make it short and not listen to any more lies, especially not yours. I can imagine what you've cooked up to cheat me. I know you. You're swindlers.
I can quite understand your ways to cut it short, now that I've seen the bride you accepted.
Shut up! Did I accept anything from you?
I haven't got anything.
True. Quite true. From starveling, I never get a thing. Might as well starve myself. You want justice, but do you want to pay for it? When you go to a butcher, you know you have to pay. But you go to a judge as if you were off to a funeral supper.
When the horse was shot, the horsefly held out its leg, as the saying goes.
Better a treasure in manure than a stone in a mountain stream.
What a fine day! Let's go fishing, said the angler to the worm.
I'm my own master, said the servant, and cut off his foot.
I love you as a father, said the Tsar to his peasants, and had the sergeant's head chopped off.
A fool's worst enemy is himself.
However, a fart has no nose!
fined 10 piastres for indecent language in court. That'll teach you a thing about justice.
A fine kind of justice. You play fast and loose with us because we don't talk to the fines that crowd with their lawyers.
True. You people are dumb. It's only right you should get it in the back.
You can hand that child over to her, and she wouldn't know how to fight because no, she's so refined. You know about much about justice as I do.
You've got that right. I'm an ignorant man. I haven't even a decent pair of pants under my gown. See for yourself. All my money goes to food and drink. I was educated at a convent. Incidentally, I'll fine you 10 piastres for contempt of court. And moreover, you're a very silly girl to turn me against you instead of making eyes at me and wiggling your backside a little just to keep me in a good temper. 20 piastres.
Even if it were 30, 40, or 50 piastres, I would tell you what I think about your justice, you drunken onion. How dare you talk to me like the cracked eyes on the church window? As if you were someone. For you weren't born into this. You weren't born to slap your mother on her knuckles if she snitches with her little bowl of salt. Aren't you ashamed when you see how I tremble before you? You have made yourself their servant so no one would steal their houses, and they'd stolen those houses. Since when have the houses belonged to the bedbugs? But you're on the watch, and they couldn't drag our men into their wards. You bribe taker. I have no respect for you. No more than for a robber or a thief with a knife. You can do what you want. Take that child away from me. 100 against 1. But I'll tell you one thing. Only extortionists should be chosen for a job like yours. And men who rape children, as punishment, they should sit in judgment with their fellow creatures, which is worse than the hanging the gallows.
And now it will be 30.
The fate of the great Abbess Willie estate should not be made dependent on such a doubtful duel.
She looks pretty well fed to me. Each of you take the child by one hand. Pull.
What did I say?
Your Honor, I take back everything I said against you. I ask for your forgiveness. But if only I could keep him a little longer. Until I can teach him some. He knows some now, but if only I could...
Don't influence the court. I bet you hardly know 20 things yourself. Fine. I'll perform the test again to make certain my decision. Pull.
Yes.
I raised him! Do you want me to tear him to pieces? I won't do it!
And in this way, the court has established the true mother. Take your child and be off. I'd advise you not to stay in the city with him. And you disappear before I fine you for fraud. Your estates will fall to the city. They'll be converted into a playground for children. They need one. And I've decided it will be called after me, as Zach's garden.